Hi, my name is Mwinga with an extra I, and welcome to my character creation walkthrough. So I start off with a sphere, then pulling it out, giving it the chin and jawline kind of feel to it. So for the pulling and pushing of the model, I'm using the move brush, right? It's a yellow looking brush. And then for removing and adding foam, I'm actually using, as you can see, the blue looking brush. The clay strip brush is what I'm using, yeah. So I go in, add the eye socket, changing the smooth brush intensity because I felt like it was smoothing in too much. So I usually reduce the intensity of the smooth brush. Most of the times, every time I'm sculpting, I do remove the intensity of the smooth brush. With the former blender, I used to reduce the intensity of the move brush. Uh, but I feel in 2.89 it works perfectly fine. So I don't need to actually reduce the intensity. Yeah, so I go in, work on the nose area. Yeah, I added in the cheekbones because I just estimated where they would be, right? Oh yeah. By the way, I'm using a reference on the other monitor, so I use two PCs. So I use my desktop right here and my laptop. So my laptop, I use it for putting the reference images where I just get to look at the images as I sculpt on my desktop, right? Yeah. So I felt like the skull was longer, so I had to scale it down, like kind of squash it down, to kind of like make it feel less long and more, yeah, squashed. Because the character I'm creating does not have a long face, and I felt like the face of the jaw was too long. That's the reason why I scaled it down. Yeah, so I'm going in, adding the tempo area. I don't know what it's called scientifically. Obviously, it's got a scientific name to it. Yeah, so I'm splitting the screens to have different views because I didn't want to go in changing orthographic views. Yeah, see, so I again kind of like reduce the chin area because I felt it was high. So right now I'm adding in the ears so that I can have a better feel of the face, right? Or the head. Yeah. And reducing the jawline because I also felt like it was a bit too long from the jaw to the chin area, so I kind of like reduced it a bit because it wasn't giving me the feel I wanted. So at this stage, I'm not worried about details as much. I'm just thinking of getting the basic forms down, like the landmarks, like the chin should be the right proportion. The nose area should have the right proportion. Right now, I'm just adding in forms, obviously, to the mouth area because I was trying to figure out where the teeth are. So I just added in form to give that. Yeah, the more forms are there. Yeah, so right now I'm just adding in the mouth area, right? I add in the mouth area. Yeah, removing forms like just going in. I don't really care this way as long as I get the forms right and the proportions of the face right. That's all I'm thinking of. Right now, I'm masking. I would have done it easier with the control. Wait, is it? It's B, right? Yeah, it's just B to mask using the box mask tool. Yeah, you just press B. But I went and painted it in with M is a shortcut for mask. I took the long way. I had realized after I had painted it. I remembered, oh yeah, because I don't usually sculpt with Blender. I usually do box model in base mesh. Then I transfer to ZBrush to do the sculpting. But in this one, oh, and I don't usually use the mask too in general, just for some reason. Even in ZBrush, I rarely use the mask too. I'm always just sculpting and using polygroups. I don't know. In Blender, I think I'll have to do a bit of research. I would love if it had the polygroups like ZBrush, because I have to switch out each time I have to sculpt the ears. I have to move out, sculpt the ears separately, then go back to the head sculpt. There could be an easier way of doing it. I think I'll research it tonight, probably on my next sculpt. Because, yeah, my next sculpt is the best mesh. Okay, so yeah, right now I'm just going in, kind of like working on the eyes now, making them more curved because I felt they were a bit too flat. And yeah, they were just too wide. Yeah, in terms of height, not wide. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so I go in, working on the eyebrow areas, going in. I feel like my character has got a flat forehead mid area. It's kind of flat, then curves off to the side. So that's what I was trying to do. Redefining the nose more. Next, yeah. So for the nose, I didn't like how round it was, and since it was a base mesh, I was like, just to get a better feel of how I wanted the nose to look like, I gave it this kind of boxish look to it. Then yeah, because right now I'm not worried about, as long as I get the forms right and the whole base mesh feeling right, then I can go in and start adding some details to the face. Yeah, so I go in kind of like changing the forms of the face. Yeah, so I continue pushing in the nose because I felt like it was pushed out a lot, so I had to kind of like bring it back in, make it more boxy. Like I said, I don't know why I added those lines. Kind of like felt, yeah. Sometimes you don't you have to break some rules, right? Yeah. So right now I'm putting in the neck, but I felt like it was too slender, so I decided to scale the top up, kind of match almost the size of the jaw. Then I go back to my, yeah, as you can see, trying to demarcate where those planes are on the face, right? Yeah. So for the base mesh, mostly, yeah, it's about face planes. If you can check them out, you can just search face planes on Google. That's really going to help you, especially if you're a beginner. If you're a pro, which I'm not, you know the face planes in your head. For some reason, I kind of know some of the face planes,